All right, so I got 2 more things.
Okay, let's have it.
And I asked this one to Aaron too. Mm-hmm. So if you had to get eaten by one animal, which one would it be? I think I've asked everybody this question that's come on here.
What? Oh, it's got to be some like sea creature that's huge, where it's just going to be just over. And
Why a sea creature?
Because I want it to be over and done with. Like, okay, if it's a wolf, he's going to chew you up for a little bit. A tiger, I feel like he's going to.
Well, what sea creature do you think is just going to like swallow you whole?
What's the giant? Oh gosh, it's SeaWorld. What's that big thing?
Whale?
Yeah, no, not the big whale. Like it's black and white, but it's smaller.
The whale?
No, it's killer whale. I guess it would be a killer whale.
You're probably thinking like orca.
Orca, yeah.
That's not going to swallow you though. They don't even have teeth.
A great white, I guess, something that's
like the worst.
just over and done with.
That's the worst.
I don't know, man.
Because a great white is just going to take whatever it wants, like whether that's your arm or its leg, and then it's just going to like shake you a little bit and just like drag you to the bottom of the ocean.
No, it's just awful. I couldn't imagine that. No, I think I'd rather just be like some sea thing. Just take me to the bottom of the ocean and be done with me. I don't want to like bleed out on Earth. What
about like a snake bite or something?
A snake bite?
Yeah, because it bites you and then it eats you.
Ugh.
You think that's worse than a shark?
I'd rather die by a shark, man. Snakes are just nasty, man.
Like what about one that what about like a python? Like it just like chokes you and then you're dead.
No.
Really?
I'm not getting squeezed to death.
That'd be virtually painless.
Virtually.
Because think about it. Within, 20 seconds, you're going to be out.
Let's do it. Well, actually, I want to change. I want to die by stingray. I want to die the same way the legend, the myth, Steve Irwin died.
No, not a stingray.
The stingray's away. I want to give me a shot in the heart just like him, and I'll go out like a legend.
He didn't die instantly. He died in the boat on the way to the land. Well, while he was gushing blood.
That was Steve Irwin. Like, an average Joe's going to die on the spot. Steve Irwin was the man. You know what I mean? Like, that's like killing Chuck Norris.
You can't guarantee that's going to hit you in the heart.
Oh, that's my stipulation.
It has to hit you in the heart?
Yeah, that's like there's...
You're looking, it might just hit you like 5 times in the gut, and then you just like be left to bleed out for 3 days. I think I'd go python.
Really?
Yeah.
I definitely don't want some getting chewed on by a mammal, like bears.
Aaron said tiger.
Tiger?
Yeah, that's what he chose.
His skinny butt getting drugged all over the place by a tiger.
Yeah, he was very adamant about tiger too. Like I asked him within 2 seconds, tiger. And I told him, I was like, it's not gonna kill you. It's just gonna drag you around.
Have you ever seen a cat play with a mouse a catch?
That's exactly what I was telling him. I was like, it ain't gonna be pretty.
No, they're gonna play with you.
But he was dead set on tiger. But what about like like some type of like little insect that just it just bites you, but then it's like, ugh.
No, that brings me to mind of that guy who likes to get bit and stung by crazy insects.
I don't know that you're talking about Cody Peterson.
Yes.
I don't know that he likes it.
It's what he does for a living.
he does it for the views.
Yeah.
Because those videos get like 40 million views. That's why he does it.
Bit or stung by that freaking bee. That was like no chance I'd do that.
The velvet bee.
The velvet bee.
Yeah.
Ain't no way, man. I don't like insects, like spiders. I just don't like insects. Like bees, I'll tell you, I think I would rather wrestle a wolf than wrestle a hornet's nest.
Oh, and the whole net? No, I'd rather, I'd go with the wolf over the whole nest.
Yeah,
I don't like even one, but like a whole nest.
I remember.
Forget about that.
Mom and Dad having a clothesline, which I know the younger generation don't have a clue what that is.
What's a clothesline? You put your clothes on a line?
I know, to dry them out. Well, they have these big T-looking poles, and they were hollow. And I was being the little awesome kid that I was.
I have 2 in my backyard.
With a baseball bat, and was just hitting stuff. Well, I'm like, let's go hit this T-pole and see what happens. Hit it, and then it was like a bazooka of bees. And there was a bee's nest inside, and they came out of that thing.
What kind of bees?
A wasp. And lit me up.
Those are the worst.
Oh yeah,
those
they
are like,
sting you and bite you.
and they're just out for like revenge.
They can just want to kill you.
Yeah.
And
I had one time. I had a hornet's nest in the mirror of my truck, and like I knew the nest was there, but like I forget what I did. I did like 2 or 3 things that I thought I had killed it, and then like I got in the truck one day and I think I was just sitting in a parking lot and I was rolled the window down and I had it running, just like listening to music or whatever. And then like I look and I just see a wasp like coming out from around the mirror. And I was like, oh, great. And I thought it was, was just going to fly away. And it came out from around the mirror, flew straight in, stung me between the eyes, and then left. And then like my forehead was like swelled up and everything. And it just like, it was just right between the eyes.
And I don't care how big and macho anybody is. I've never seen like a grown man like have a bee swarming at him and they're just like mean mugging it. Bees have the tendency of making everybody, no matter how big and bad you are, look like a complete wuss.
Yeah.
Like it's just...
Except for there's one guy on the internet. Actually, there's 2 videos that come to mind. There was one where this guy, he had like a nest hanging on like a light, and he took like some type of plastic bag, put it over his hand, and then just grabbed the nest and then like folded the bag over his hand and then just like crushed it all in his hands and then just like threw it away.
He had to be like a bee catcher.
And well, then the other one was a bee catcher.
Yeah.
There was this guy that like... And this video gave me anxiety just watching it, because I don't exactly know what was going on, but this woman had like a swarm of bees on her car. Mm-hmm. Like it was just like on the side of her car there was like probably like 2,000 or 3,000 bees. Burn it. It looked like I don't know if it was like it had been sitting there for a while or what, but it was like just a massive swarm.
Nope.
So the guy that got there, he pulls up a chair, sits there beside the car, puts his glasses on so he can see, and he's like, "Well, we all the bees are going to follow the queen. So if we just get the queen out, then all the bees will follow." And then the woman's like, okay. So he sits there with his chair and then he's got his glasses on and he's just sitting there just digging through the bees, just moving them out of the way. And he like just thousands, they're just all swarming all over the place, crawling all up his arms. And he's just like, just patting them out of the way and just moving them. And like some of them would sting him. He'd be like, oh, and like flick them off. And then he had like this like little tiny like this little like capsule thing. Yeah. And then he just, dug through and he found the queen. He just grabbed the queen, put her in the little thing and then put that thing in like this box. Like a bee box, and then set it beside the car, and then all the bees just started going into the box. And then he just sat there until they all went in the box, and then the woman just drove off with her car.
Impressive.
And he it was the worst video ever to watch.
Like, how did this woman come to find this guy's services? Like you come out
like Google, I need a bee master.
Yeah, like who do you call on that? You know what I mean?
I need a guy that is fearless, that'll just stick his hands into thousands of bees and take away all these bees.
I feel like covering your car with bees would be the ultimate anti-repo tool. Because what tow truck driver is going to get stung by many, many bees to repo your car?
None. Not any that I know of. Although, where are you going to get all these bees? That's... I think like if I was a repo guy, if somebody goes through all that
just like have it
just to not get repoed, you can have your car. I'm not going to repo
right
it.
On.
You can
like it,
you win.
Yeah, it's yours. I don't know. I don't like insects though.
There was another guy. I don't know if you've seen this video or not. That he was like a beekeeper and he was like transporting bees like to his farm or whatever, and then like the lid like came loose inside of his car. Have you seen that video? It's literally just this guy driving down the road and he like turns the camera as he's driving and there's just like bees everywhere. I mean, just thousands of bees all over the windows, all in the box, because he has the box in the front seat.
Yeah,
and then they're just like just all over the windshield and going inside the vents, and he's just driving like it's just going on a Sunday drive. No problem.
That makes me think. I was on a field trip. Daughter was in 3rd grade, and we were at a local place and going through the greenhouses. Well, there's a bunch of bees flying around, right?
Yeah.
I don't like bees. So as me and another dad are like going full Jedi on these bees, swatting them, we smash like 2 or 3 of them. As we're saying it, the lady doing the tour says, "Don't kill the bees. They won't sting you. They're rare." Some honeybee that cost like $3.99 a piece, and we just like crushed like 5 of them. And like me and the dad were like, and there was like 2 moms that completely busted us, and they're like it was totally like a mom moment, and we're like, uh-oh.
Did they tell you that the bees were going to be in there beforehand?
No.
So
Yeah, we're
that's on
walking
that's
through-
on them.
It's on them. And like I said, we were proud. We had a newspaper. Like, whoosh. We're like, yeah. And then they said that. We're like, uh-oh.
You're over there just murdering all the
Yeah,
bees, and they're just
exactly.
like, "Oh, don't kill them."
Yeah, and we're like, oops. All right.
It's like, well, we just committed a mass murder over here.
Exactly. Like, my bad.
So you probably cost them what? $50, $60?
Yeah, just smashing bees.
Where do you get bees for $3.99?
I have no idea.
Like, I haven't seen this ad on Amazon.
I remember that sticking in my head.
I didn't even know you could buy bees by the bee.
They were some fancy pollinating bees, so I don't know what was up with that.
They're probably like super deadly bees.
Probably.